Hi everyone, John Hicks here. How you doing? I just wanted to have a couple of minutes chatting with you really. I had a bit of a disaster last week. So Saturday night I had a gig at the Carpenter's Arms in Cambridge. This was the second outing of the Blue Tone band. For those of you that don't know, I play lead guitar and sing. It's a project really I've come to just sort of put together to get over my lack of confidence at singing and playing guitar at the same time. So I thought I'd put a band together and do it, having been a bass player for many years. Anyway, last week I was sort of looking through my gear, and my go-to guitar generally with my blues is my PRS SE Starla stop tail. It's a beautiful guitar. I've had it about a year and a half now. I absolutely love it, and it gives me everything that I want to play. But I had a problem. I've had a problem since I had it, and the problem I've had is that the pickup selector on it has been a bit iffy. It's a three-way blade switch, and three-way blade switches, sometimes they can get dirt in them, sometimes they can just sort of crackle a lot when you're changing. So anyway, having spoken to PMT Cambridge where I got it from, the story I got back was, well, it's probably just got some dirt on it, and spray some cleaner in it and you'll be fine. Which I never did. And then more recently I thought, oh, I better do it. So I got myself some WD-40 contact cleaner and sprayed some in as suggested, and it didn't work. It made it worse. that three-way blade switch absolutely wiped out any use of the neck pickup. So that left me with feeling a little bit nervous about my gig, and what it meant was that I had to make this thing step up, which is my Epiphone Swingster in Delta Blue, which I received recently in April for my birthday from my family. As well as I pulled out my old Fender 1972 reissue thin line Telecaster. Why am I telling you this? Well, I want to tell you this because I think we can easily get set in our ways in terms of what we want to achieve. And a number of things happened in that gig which made me open my eyes wider, made my ears wider to the kind of sounds I want to get. So ordinarily when I'm playing guitar, I'm quite a clean player. When I love distortion, but it's not something I rely on tons. I like to get to the point of almost breaking up on an amp. And I've got a Boss Next Tone Artist 80 watt amp, so it's not even a valve amp, but it does do some great things. It's got some simulation technology in it called Valve Logic, which can make it sound a bit valvey. So I love it. It's light, I can carry it around, and it gives me the volume and the rest of it that I need, and the tone I need. So before my gig last week, I changed a load of stuff. So one, my go-to guitar had to be put away because I couldn't rely on that. Blade switch on order, hoping to get that fixed shortly. And pulled this out and pulled out my Telecaster. I'd also done a little bit of tinkering on my amp. So with the Boss Next Tone, you can plug it into your computer, and then you can pull up the Next Tone editor and you can play with some of the settings. So I kind of did that, and then realised I'd changed a few things. And of course, where I'm sitting right now, how a guitar sounds in my office at home, it's going to sound completely different when I'm playing live. And some interesting things happen, so let me tell you about it. Okay, first up, I opened with this guitar. So I wanted to give you a little bit of overview as to what I discovered about playing this. This is a hollow body guitar. There's no centre block. This is completely hollow in here. So in theory, in my head, I'm thinking, oh my God, this is going to be feedback in left, right and centre. Nope, did it not. I had the amp right behind me. This thing was well reliable. And the thing that's really one thing really impressed me, one thing really didn't impress me. So the thing that didn't impress me, let me start with that, is when you look at the fret markers, they are black. You probably can't see it so clear. Maybe you can. You can see it in the binding there, that black dot. Now, in this context, I can see them very clearly. I know where they are. In a gig context, oh my goodness, I couldn't see them. Totally couldn't see them. So that was the thing that I found a little bit annoying. Perhaps they could be clearer on there, but then they would ruin the binding. So I'm just going to have to get used to that. But the thing that I was really loving about this guitar is that within this context, I can play quite softly. And it all sounds great. In the gig context, I found that I needed to play much harder with this. And when I did, when you really thrash this guitar, and I don't mean thrash metal, but when you're really playing some strong chords. So for example, I do a song called 3 Steps to Heaven. When you're playing chords like that on this thing, this whole guitar, when you've got your volume set and then you realise that you need more volume, you kind of strum harder, don't you, on a normal acoustic guitar. Well, that's what I was doing on this, and this seemed to sing. The harder I kind of bashed it, the more it sang, and the chords were great. Even there, not only can I hear like the breaking up a bit more with the chords, I can feel the guitar reverberating. It's a joy to play. I couldn't believe it. And of course, it looks visually stunning. So in a gig scenario, standing on stage with this, brilliant. People are loving this guitar. So this is definitely here to stay. Of course it is. My family bought it for me, but it out surpassed my expectations. I love the tremolo on it and the Bigsby. The thing I've got to get used to, I think, is that I'm used to a 3-way blade switch, one knob for volume, one knob for tone, and of course I've got 4 on here, those knobs on there. So I've got to get used to using those and setting my levels right. And of course, in having 2 guitars with me, the levels were very different. But weirdly, it feels like the levels coming out of these Pro-Bucker pickups are higher than the Fender Telecaster pickups I'm using, which are also humbuckers. They're wide-ranging Fender humbuckers. So some interesting kind of experiences there. So that was good. I also found that with my Fender Telecaster, which historically I've always gigged with, I've always had a set of 10s on it. It doesn't have a trem on it, and I don't know. My style has changed since I've actively played that guitar. I've moved from using a pick to using my fingers, as you see most of the time in my videos. So that was worrying me a bit, because I was like, I don't usually play with my fingers on that guitar. And what I discovered was that actually it was awesome. I think because they are slightly lower output pickups, I don't know what it is. It's a more of a vintage sound, obviously, but I got some lovely overdriven tones when we were playing songs like Jumping Jack Flash right at the end. That just sang with the amp, and also as well with the amp, with the settings I was tinkering with, I realised that in my channel 2, which is the sort of distorted channel, I'd set the boost to be an octave boost, which was a bit of a risk for me because in the past I thought it was a bit kind of weedy. But having played a bit more with the settings, it's actually produced a really nice sound, a lovely sound for lead work. And when I go into channel 2 without the boost, there seems to be like a fuzz that comes through, which I wasn't really expecting. More of a fuzz than, say, like a slight overdriven sound. I was playing Eric Clapton's Crossroads, and ordinarily when I play that song, I'm playing this riff. Which is a very funky version, which ordinarily that was kind of what I came up with for the band. And then the other week we played it with the Cream version, which was like, I don't know what's going to happen to the lead on this guitar. Okay. So actually, God, that actually doesn't sound too bad on there as well. I deliberately didn't go down that route in the gig because I did worry about this feeding back, but that actually sounds really lovely. So yeah, I've got some really nice tones, and I think the moral of the story is that if you're a guitarist, a musician, and you're trying to kind of develop your sound, if you're lucky enough to get a choice of different guitars and to try different tones, then it's useful to try and expand your repertoire. Try something different. Maybe land yourself in a perceived level of shit where you think, oh God, I've made those settings wrong and I've gone to a gig and I've got the wrong guitar, blah 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 blah, and make the most of it and see where it puts you in terms of the way you play. I believe strongly you pick up certain guitars, you connect with them in different ways. You end up playing in different ways. I connect with this very differently to how I connect with my PRS, and in turn very differently how I connect with my Telecaster. And I was almost going to retire the Telecaster because I'm kind of going down the blue tone thing and trying to have blue guitars, and not that because I play blues as well. But that Telecaster's going nowhere. That played some beautiful tones the other night. What I think I will do with that, what I learned with that, was that it was almost too easy to play. So I think I'm going to be upping the string gauge on that, so it gives me a bit more resistance, because the resistance on it is higher than it is on my PRS, or it's less than on the PRS. So I want to make that a bit harder to play, because I think I play better when something's more difficult to play. This is probably about the same kind of level. But you see what I'm saying. So there is something missing in my arsenal of guitars, and that's a Strat. I keep thinking about that, and I'm on the search for a Strat, but I don't know which one yet. Well, the Strat type guitar. I like the Jet. You'll see my review for that. I like the Chapman ML1. That was good. I'm not there yet though. I want to try some more. So if you are a guitar company out there and you want to send one my way for me to check out, I'd love to grab it and give it a go for a few weeks and see how I get on with it. So So that's something I want to look out for, but a lot of fun. The gig itself went down really well. We packed the pub out. The owner of the landlady in the pub said that she was so chuffed that it was full, and there were other things, big things going on in Cambridge that would have taken punters away. We kept that place rocking for the most of the night, which was brilliant. So all in all, that was a job well done on Saturday night. So the point is try different guitars, try different amp settings, maybe pop yourself in a difficult situation where you're not sure what you're going to make of the situation, and then give yourself an opportunity to learn from the experience, because it's definitely worthwhile. Okay, I've been John Hicks. Thanks for listening, and I hope to see you soon on the next video. Bye for now.